Beer is intended to breathe. It comes a little bit overcarbonated out of the brewery, and so if you ever want to actually taste a beer, you need to pour it into a glass. That's why you will never see me drinking any decent beer out of the bottle. I always pour it into a glass. That lets about half of the carbonation out there. Then you can actually taste and enjoy your beer. And once your beer's been poured for about 20 minutes, it is no feat at all to drink 3 or 4 swallows and not have the carbonation burn your mouth to the point where you can't enjoy it anymore.
Oh shit.
Mind blown.
Sage wisdom, yeah.
See, Rainbow? Important stuff. What do you like to drink,
Wisdom
Dingus?
on coffee. That's about it. I can give you wisdom on coffee if we're going by drinks. That's about it.
You like cold brew?
Great when you because I used to be a barista. So what we do is we take our our house blends, and then we'll cool whatever is left in the big containers. We'll dump them and mix them in together, and then put them in. Instead of just brew it cold, like some people try to use cold water to brew it. It's day old coffee that's cold, basically. No.
So, Dingus, what kind of brews do you like?
I tend to I like a lot of Mexican beers. I don't know, they just have this kind of lighter flavor.
Well, like a Mexican lager, like Dos Equis or Corona.
I like Corona a lot. I like most kinds of Corona. I like Bohemia, which is oddly enough Mexican beer. I like Tecate, which is kind of basic, but if you put salt and a lime in that shit. Let's see. I like a lot of Belgian white or Belgian ales.
Yeah, like Blue Moon.
You guys, just so you know, we've been live for the entire beer conversation.
Oh my god.
That's fine. We're giving out free samples. So you want to keep that?
I just didn't want to interrupt.
Next week.
I didn't realize
you have to pay
that.
extra.
I thought I would get the warning since there'd been such a break. So, welcome back, everybody. I am your host, PJ, and this is Celestial Crisis on With Disadvantage. With us as players, we have Chev.
Hello.
As Stamens. Sorry, I'll get better at that. We have Darth Dingus as Rooster.
Howdy.
We have Rainbow as Billy.
Hello.
And we have Melodic Sass as, and I know I'm going to butcher it, so why don't you just, Mavi?
Make it easier.
Uh-oh.
Mavi, just pretend one of the A's does not exist. Does Mav or Mavi, either one works.
Mavi, okay. Perfect. So, where we left off this last time, our players had all boarded a ship bound for Storm's Keep. They, and I'm not going to recap the episode before last episode. If anybody's interested in knowing that recap, just go to the last episode. So they boarding the ship. Our players, Stamens, Mavi, Michael, Dakota's absent tonight, and Billy met Rooster, who was confined to the brig of the ship. The story of the crew to their passengers is that he'd been starting fights on the docks, and in one of his fights, he had severely beaten multiple members of the crew. So they had him locked up there, and they were transporting him to Storm's Keep to face justice of the court. So where we left off, all the players had dinner, and had just finished out the night, and we are starting coming in on the first morning following them boarding the ship. And so, and Melodic Sass is playing without the benefit of map right now. So, in the morning, the sun is rising. It's barely starting to illuminate through the portholes of the ship. And the first sounds that are heard are frantic screaming from above board. And who is the first person awake?
Just correct you real fast. I have not met Rooster.
Were you not present for any of the several? I thought you said something to Rooster.
Nope. My guy was out on top making out with Sam at the time.
That's right.
Well, yeah, but didn't he end up coming down for dinner?
No, I thought you said he was in the cell. The whole time.
No. Didn't Billy end up coming down for dinner?
Yeah, and when they was talking about Rooster, I thought they was talking about an actual Rooster.
Somebody handed me some food. Somebody handed me some chowder.
Yes, Stamens did, as I recall.
Okay.
And they discussed lightly trying to spring Rooster from the brig, but nothing that they did worked. So, hearing the shouting, the clamoring above, all of the players are woken up. And what, if anything, does anyone do?
There's shouting. What does the shouting
go,
sound like?
Bobby would probably go immediately.
Or wait, can you describe shouting? Is it like anger shouting, or is it like help me shouting?
No, it's not help me shouting. It's not anger shouting. It's holy shit, we've got a problem shouting. I mean,
I'm gonna wake up.
There's no help for a sea crew. They're all on the ship on themselves. So they help each other. So there's barking of commands and stuff like that.
Melodic.
I'm gonna look at Sam. I'm gonna go.
Your voice has been super. Hold on, Rainbow. Your voice has been super choppy, Melodic, since you turned on your video. I would just turn it off so we can get your voice. Are you talking? If you're talking, we can't hear you at all at the moment.
Did she just drop off?
I think she's rejoining.
Better?
I can hear you. Heard you say better?
Yeah, that's all I said.
Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. We can hear you now. Sorry, Rainbow. Go ahead.
I'm gonna look at Sam and go, well, we better get up there and make sure that little goblin shit hasn't gotten himself in trouble.
Goblin shit? I'm in bed too, aren't I?
We're in our own bed because remember we left off with me and Sam knocking boots.
Okay, well then if Stamets is in his own bed, then he would definitely make his way up to the deck if he heard the shouting.
Sweet making their way up.
I am slumped over in my cage, furiously jamming my claw tip into the keyhole of the lock.
All right. So then Billy and Sam will be the first to make it up. Stamin's close on their heels. And Mavi, you said you go up to the top deck?
Yes.
Okay. And so what you see, and this is something I'm going to have to describe in detail for Mavi, is the companion ship, the one in which Squanch and all of the other members of the crew or members of the Verdun tribe. Let's see. I'm sorry. Hold on. There we go. And this should show up on the map. Let me know when
we see that.
Maps can see it.
I can see it. The wreckage.
Yep. So all of the players emerge to witness a horrific wreckage. The ship that was carrying Squanch and all of the others, as well as the mate of some of the crews up, the old partner that that had gone on to greener pastures, was being swallowed up by a gigantic sea creature, something akin to a kraken.
No, my brothers, Squanch, no.
There's they can hear like the tail end of screams from the few sailors that remain on the given ship, but the it's common knowledge. There's this monster is just gigantic and easily cracked open and broke open the ship, and every now and then in the distance, it's possible to see and hear a screaming sailor plucked out of the water by these giant tentacles and fed into the gaping maw of this creature.
What in the...
There's wreckage all over the ground, all over the waters, and
who does Stamets see nearby?
He sees Thomas. The entire crew's up on board because there's all these rocks ahead, and
and all of our PCs are on the deck too.
Yep, all the PCs are out on the deck.
Okay, so Stamets is going to turn to Mavi. Mavi, what are we going to do? What about Squanch and the others? What is that thing?
And then Tommy the sailor hears you, and they're lost, lad. Gosh, I can't even get I can't even get the proper accent going. Holy shit! Yeah, they're lost, lad. Ain't no purpose in trying to save them. It's a kraken there, that is.
We've got to at least check for survivors. Surely some are just in the water.
We're not moving this ship any closer to that kraken over there, or we'll end up joining the dead and whoever screaming survivors are left.
Kraken, you say?
Yes. You can throw harpoons at him. You can shoot cannonball at him. We've tried. We haven't personally ever fought one. Thank the gods. But for those who have,
are there any visible crew members in the water from the wreckage?
A few corpses floating nearby, getting nabbed by sharks, but no visible crew.
No. So, do you see my ping, PJ?
I'm so sad about Squanch.
What'd you say, Rainbow?
Do you see my ping on the map?
Yes, I do.
Is that rocks or is that smoke?
No, that's rocks.
Okay.
This is a cliff, right?
Yep. It's a cliff jutting out of the water. And so you hear Captain James shout up top because the ship was moving too straight and the wind won't allow it to turn the other way. So draw anchor, and you hear the big wheel that cranks the anchor chain up and down, rattling as the anchor drops.
Are we in bad weather right now?
No, it's clear, it's sunny, there's a bit of a wind, but it's moving the opposite direction, so there's not really a good way for the ship to turn what would be right for the ship and go around the south side of these rocks.
Oh, guys, if you want to do something, maybe we can get on that rock there, and that'd be a pretty good vantage point to fight that, whatever you call it. Maybe give the crew some time to escape. Maybe kill it.
You plan to fight that? I don't think we could fight such a creature. It's enormous.
It's a fool's errand. Now, excuse me, I've got work to do. And he disappears below deck, and you hear James, ready, cannon! and you
Okay.
can hear the crew making itself busy.
I thought you wanted your crew back.
Huh?
I was talking to Chef's character. I thought you wanted your crew back.
What? I don't. Of course he does. He's been saying he does. What? Like why? What
I'm
do you
talking
mean?
to
Of
your
course I
character.
do.
Well, then let's get on that rock and maybe get the high ground and kill that thing.
I don't know how. Does that thing look like we can? Can we engage it?
Not even remotely.
I
It's
didn't think so.
like
Stamets is going to look.
sacrifice yourself, go right ahead. I don't care. We need to keep moving on to what we're supposed to do. They are a lost cause at this point.
You can't just
Free
give up
trade,
on
right?
them. I don't think we could fight that thing, Billy, but I think we might be able to find survivors.
Okay, I do
Now,
have,
because
uh,
the whole boat is destroyed. If
I
they
do
find
have
their way to the island, we'll get there.
Stamets is
a
gonna.
So-
Stamets is gonna keep
at
looking in
this
the water,
point,
trying to
the
spot.
Kraken has disappeared
Squanch.
below the surface of the surface of the water, and very creepily, the last tentacle to disappear had its was wrapped around a screaming figure. Ah! And you hear silence as it disappears below the water.
Squanch! My family. Everyone I've known.
And just then, a large wave comes bearing a figure, the figure of a woman. Broad-shouldered, like a picture like an Amazonian, like what Wonder Woman would look like if she wasn't Gal Gadot and actually her body actually reflected the strength she possessed.
are you talking about this person in the red robe
Yes,
and the beard?
she has no beard. That's her hair. And
And she's
she,
walking on the water?
yep, walking on the water, somewhat levitating, and she stops and floats at the bow of the ship, and announces to the crew, "I am Umberly.
Umberly.
Where is my sacrifice?" And Captain, step forward.
It seems we've already sacrificed. My entire family's gone down with that
A
ship.
sailor grabs you from behind and covers your mouth with a big, rough, knotted hand. And you can either roll a grappling check or you can submit. And you can see every single sailor has immediately dropped to their knees.
I think
I'm
out
gonna
of,
drop to my
I think
knee
out
as
of
well.
surprise and shock, he would just go with the flow. Like he doesn't feel like he's being attacked, right? Just
No,
muffled?
he doesn't. It's
Okay.
just like some sailor for all of their survival saying, "Shut the fuck up," just like that.
I'm gonna drop to my knees as well.
Why are you detaining me, sir?
Not another word. If you value your life, silence. And meanwhile, Captain James steps forward and to the bow of the ship as far as he can go without, walking out that stick that pokes out over the front. And he drops to his knees. "Aye, my lady, I'm Captain James. I command this vessel." And she said, "I know you well, Captain James. You have always paid your dues in the past." "Yes, my lady." "Why have you not for this voyage? Do you not know what is upon us?" "Yes, my lady. We did sacrifice on the docks, and there was a flounder in the sea that night. He saw the whole thing and reported to me. There was no drowned man, merely one that was stabbed in combat. Yes, yes, yes. That does not count. You have not paid your due.
Why does that not count? He's just talking to whoever's around him, not her.
And another mouth goes over Stammen's mouth. Or another hand goes over Stammen's mouth.
Another mouth.
Yeah. So James nods his head, and Umberly continues and says, "As you can see, I take my tribute very seriously. However, they had a record of skipping tribute regularly. You do not. So, I will give you this one chance, Captain James. You can pay me what I am due, or you can take your chance with one of my pets." And James stands up. "Right away, my lady." And he turns to Tom and says, "Get Bob." And Tom said, "Yes, Captain." And Bob was just a few steps down, and all of the players will recognize him as the sailor who was strapped to the anchor the one night.
Oh no!
And he just walks over casually, sits on the little fence that goes around the perimeter. I don't know whether you'd call that a fence, a gate, whatever. But around the perimeter of the ship, and just sadly says, "I thought I was off the hook." And a bunch of other sailors go over to the anchor and start cranking it up, and you can hear it going as it goes up. And with this, knowing that she's made her point clear, Umberly vanishes, leaving the sailors to their grim task, just among the wreckage of the ship that preceded them. Eventually, the anchor appears up top and gets dragged back into its slot. And meanwhile, Tom has brought up a bottle of the finest, the captain's finest rum, and he's pouring a glass and sharing it with Bob. "Well, Bob, you're almost off." Bob's like, "Yeah, I know. Well, you'll take care of my wife for me, won't you?" "Yeah, I will. You're going to teach my son how to sail, yes?" Of course, of course. I am his godfather." And so Bob empties the last bit of his glass, and puts his hands over by the anchor, the big hole in the anchor that the rope goes through. Another sailor takes a pair of manacles and strings it through the hole, attaching one to each wrist. And every sailor on deck gives Bob a final salute before the anchor's pushed over, and you can hear the big machinery going doop, 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 as the anchor lowers, and you see Bob's head disappear and a bunch of bubbles, and then the bubbles stop.
Who's nearest, Stamets?
The sailor that kept on covering his mouth. His name is Bill.
So he's just going to turn to that guy then, to Bill, and he's just going to say, "So, are you telling me that goddess, or whatever she was, destroyed that ship because we didn't kill that man?"
"No, she didn't. She didn't destroy that ship because you didn't kill that man. That was our responsibility. She confronted the captain for that. No, she destroyed that ship over there because they haven't sacrificed in, I think it was 12 voyages or something like that. They used to brag about it, but nobody's going to be hearing them brag anymore."
That's That's good to know, I suppose. I didn't realize there were such creatures to fear in this world.
Yeah, well, some god and goddesses take their tribute more seriously than others. But if there's one goddess that you don't want to piss off that I'm aware of,
But what
it's
does she
Oberly.
what does she get out of it? What is killing this what does killing one of our crew do for her? Why does she care?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her. But I wouldn't be very keen on talking to her.
It's like their sacrifices. It doesn't matter. Cults can be crazy and they'll sacrifice just to try to appease them to try to get more power. Each god is different. Don't Mavi gets frustrated and angry and try not to turn red. And just to say they have no mercy when it comes to people dying. They do it for a reason. Reasons for each god is different. Don't necessarily question it.
I can't say I will after watching everyone I've ever known get pulled underwater and eaten by a giant beast. I still can't believe this is real
Mavi.
life and not just a bad dream.
I'm gonna have you do a roll. We might be retconning just a little bit.
Sounds good.
Wait, no, this would be something that Michael would know, but Mavi wouldn't. Because if yeah, took me a second to remember your backstory, so never mind. Be something that Michael would know, and since Michael's not here,
Yeah,
Well,
Michael is
character
the only one who
technically is.
knows about my backstory.
yeah,
So
but she's privy to the conversation. I'm gonna do a roll for her on her behalf.
Okay.
Does everybody see that she rolled an 18?
Yes.
All right. So she's gonna expand upon this more and just say to Mavi after Mavi finishes and says some of the gods and goddesses actually extract power from the victims of these sacrifices. I know that when I was serving my god, that his sacrifices really gave him a lot of strength. He could pick up extra mana from them and things of that nature. So they were very important to him. I'd imagine that with the contest only a few days away, that that all the deities are getting just a little bit more strict about all this.
yeah. Sacrifice any easier.
So with that, Captain James gives a holler to the sailors and the boat. They steer the boat carefully. I mean, imagine, I don't know if anybody's seen the Titanic, but they kind of see it. It makes me, what I'm imagining is how those little rowboats made their way through the wreckage, just gently like pushing it out of their way. And that's what this ship does.
Spoilers.
Spoilers?
I'm just kidding.
For the Titanic.
I don't want Titanic spoilers, man.
You know what? My deepest apologies.
Did we drop the anchor?
I don't know
for
what
that one
happens.
guy, or?
Yeah.
No, we only dropped anchor to avoid the monster. Once the monster's below sea, and Umberly has basically made her terms clear of safe passage. They drowned poor Bob, and now they feel confident that they're safe to continue the voyage.
Okay, that's what I was asking because I didn't actually hear you say they're on Bob.
Gotcha.
And as we go by, can I do a kind of roll to see if I can find any goblins?
Yes. Go ahead and roll. And Stamets, you roll too.
What are we
for what?
rolling?
What am I rolling for?
Roll perception.
Okay. 15.
Okay, what about you?
I got a 9.
All right. Stamets.
Uh-huh.
out of the corner of your eye, you see a little plank of this ship floating with these little green hands clinging to it, and gray water-soaked mop of gray hair. You see this almost like a little green drowned rat on
Does it
it.
look familiar to me?
It looks very familiar to you.
Does it look like Squanch?
Indeed, it does.
Squanch! Everyone help me! We gotta save Squanch! He's in the water!
And he's virtually unconscious. Do you do anything to get his attention?
Yeah, is there anything to throw in the water to make a splash next to him?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of things to throw. There's, you're on top of a ship deck. There's old food
Whatever.
left by some of the sloppier sailors. There's
Okay, yeah, we'll just grab whatever's nearby. Unless there's
I'm
food,
gonna
I'll
take
throw
an
food.
all right. You grab
crossbow.
a fruit that's been sitting there rotting for like the last 3 days, like an old mango that sailor sat down and never finished.
Squanch, wake up! And he throws it. Does it land
All
near
right.
him?
Go ahead and roll.
Roll what?
Just an attack roll. Give me your
Uh,
roll a d20.
attack roll on like an unarmed strike?
I don't know. Performance. You know what? I'm sorry. Without a character sheet in front of me, I forget all the different categories. But yeah, roll performance.
22.
Okay. Yeah, this rotten fruit just hits, and you can even hear the little squelch. And all of a sudden, you hear this like almost drunk-sounding angry holler. Who was that? Oh, I'm in the water! Help!
Don't worry, Squanch, we're coming to get you. Does anyone have a rope? Is there rope anywhere?
And just then, your Bill, Bill, the sailor you've been talking to, and is that old goblin that said all that shit at the bar? My God, he's a survivor. This doesn't even make scientific sense. And he throws this thick braided rope over to the plank of wood that Squanch is clinging onto. And it like thwacks on top of one of Squanch's hands. Ouch! Could you be just a little bit more careful with where you're... And he grabs the rope and starts getting dragged through the water. And then he rotates onto his belly so he can see, but he, can barely breathe. So he's, he's silent. Bill goes ahead and throws a rope and stick ladder over the side, and grab onto this, Squanch. And Squanch complies, and he and another sailor start hauling Squanch up and over the side. Well, I thought I was squid food. It's good to see. I'll be damned. Stamens. Hi, Stamens.
It's good to see you, Squanch.
It's good to be seen, I suppose. Well, what are you waiting? Do you have any blankets? I'm freezing here.
Squanch, did you see anyone else in the water?
Well, I saw a few of them go down the maw of whatever that creature was.
They call it the Kraken.
Watch. I started trying to swim away. I was lucky to find that board over there.
It's an interesting world we're
But
in.
the ship keeps on moving. So the ship keeps on moving. Eventually, it's clear of the wreckage and finds open water. And the rest of the voyage is pretty uneventful. we're gonna fast forward just a little bit in the interest of time and attention. The rest of the there's not really a whole lot that happens between there and Storm's Keep. The sailors do their jobs. And Stamets between. I do want to get I'm not even a single Stamets out. Rooster's still in the brig. And do any of the player characters over the voyage want to have any conversations with Rooster?
Yeah, Stamets would definitely. If there's nothing else to do and everything is going normal, he would definitely go back to Rooster.
All right,
Mr.
so
Rooster.
then, yep, go ahead and play that out. And when this conversation concludes, you'll be arriving in Storm Keep.
I'm gonna look on the boat for this rooster I keep on hearing about. This I want to see this bird on the boat.
He's on the way to your rooms. There's no way you didn't see him.
Well, I thought he was in a cell.
Yeah,
I
in
am.
the cell, between the stairway that takes you to below deck and the hallway that takes you into your room. Like you would have to close your eyes
or not pay attention. So I don't think I was paying too much attention.
Well, fawns have a reputation for that.
So Stamets would just say, "Mr. Rooster, how are you doing?"
I heard everything that happened up there, and I was damn certain they were gonna throw me in.
I was quite worried that you were going to be the sacrifice as well. Well, we've tried everything. Can you think of anything else to get you out of here? I've tried everything I could think of. And perhaps I might just have to spring you once they open the lock for us.
And Stamets, roll a history check.
Okay.
Quick.
History, okay.
Do I have to roll anything to see if I find
12.
them?
12? All right. Not good enough. All right, continue.
Okay. I will find a way to free you. I think you're being held unjustly.
I think I am too. They were talking about a stabbing victim. I don't have a knife. Beyond that, tell me more about springing me when they unlock me. What did you have in mind?
Well, I don't know. I don't have anything in mind. Just I can't get past this lock, so I might need to come up with some plan after they open the lock for us. But I'm imagining some kind of distraction, something like that. Unless you have a better idea.
That would work. That would work fairly well, actually. I have a certain skill set.
Which is?
That they just won't see me leave.
You can go invisible?
No, not really. But I can get close. I can get close enough. If they were looking the other way, then it'd be like I never existed.
All right, then a distraction it is. Did I ever complete my little RoboCat?
No, you tried it the one time and it almost blew up. But over the voyage, the 2 or 3 days that you're on board, go ahead and roll with advantage performance check and see if you are able to complete the cat and if it works.
Do I have to roll anything to see if I find them?
16.
Huh?
Do I have to roll anything to see if I find them?
So to answer Chev's role, yeah, you complete the cat and it works fine. And to answer your question, Rainbow, no. Like, it's one of those situations where you would seriously be having to ignore everything around you to miss that.
So, am I in there now, or
what?
Am I in the room with them, or what?
It's like I said earlier, any character who wants to have a conversation with Rooster, because we're assuming that all this time passes and all that, and I figure there would have been times that if a character was so inclined, he would have spoken to Rooster. do so now, and then when these conversations are over, we'll just fast forward to your
Oh.
landing at Storm Keep.
Oh,
I'm gonna
Billy,
go
I
and
see you there.
Oh, hello. Where's this rooster I keep hearing about? I want to see this fine bird.
Oh, this is Mr. Rooster. And he gestures to the guy in the cage.
Oh, this isn't a bird at all.
Cockadoodle. I kind of.
Why'd they have you in a cage? Did they mistake you for a rooster or something?
He's a... What'd you say you were, Mr. Rooster? A dragon?
No, definitely a bird. He's
You are a
right.
bird?
Bird. What
Yeah.
they are.
I poke at an imaginary red appendage under my neck, making fun of. I forgot his character's name.
Billy.
Billy.
Now, does Billy detect sarcasm? Do you need to roll for that, or are you going to role play it, Billy?
No, I'm not say he fooled me. I don't detect sarcasm.
Oh my!
Both in a way connected to birds somehow. So
Are you-
technically not completely wrong, but
I'm gonna look at the cage. I'm gonna try to ram that door.
Conversation's on,
tell.
right? We've with the time left over, I don't want
Okay.
to burn
Do
too
it.
much of it on fruitless attempts to spring somebody out of an iron brig.
I goad him on from inside the cage. I know this won't work.
Well, man,
And how are you ramming it? Are you trying to like ram it with your little goat horns?
Well, I think it's a thing for my race that I can ram.
Okay,
Yeah, using
and you
my
got
head
little
horns.
right?
Yeah, I have horns.
Okay. Roll athletics.
That's okay. Athletics. Right. Actually, it has like its own roll. It says like +4.
Huh? Oh,
On my sheet, it has its own roll.
well, just for the purpose, roll athletics.
Athletics. All right. 6.
Yeah. You chip one of your horns.
I go, well, maybe we should just talk to the captain. Maybe we can convince him to let us have him on parole.
What about a hostage situation?
What do you mean, like pointing a gun to yourself and say you might shoot yourself if you don't let him out? I don't think that's going to work.
No, the old green one with the small arms that can fit through the bars. I could just grab him, and I could threaten him.
Most of the crew don't even like this guy. I don't think, especially not the captain. Captain's already
Damn
bad.
it, are you gonna respond to that?
Let's respond to what? To what?
Yeah, I think he was implying you as his intended hostage.
Oh. I guess I didn't pick up on that.
Just to pretend. Just play along.
So you pretend to take me hostage, and I have, I forget. I had picked out his name. Oh yeah, his cat's name is Saru. And he says, and I have Saru cause a distraction for us. At which point, what? What's the plan then?
What is the captain
I don't
plans to do
think
with you anyway?
I don't think a
I don't know.
hostage situation is going to work, as you are still behind a cage, and all they have to do is probably poke you hard enough to get you to release him. The likelihood of them trying to catch that and not understand that we've been trying to get you, or someone's been trying to help you escape from your cage, they're going to maybe see past that and just see what we're doing. So
What's the captain's plan with you? Do you know?
imprisonment.
Something about being taken to justice that I don't really like the sound of.
Well, I mean, if it's just that, I mean, why wouldn't he just drown you?
Are you accusing me of murder?
I'm just saying it doesn't make sense that he's taking you all the way when he could have saved one of his crew by killing you. Something
Sure
just
they'll-
doesn't add up here.
Okay. Mavi, are you present for the conversation?
She has to be. She was talking.
Okay, roll a history check, Mavi.
Hold on. Three. Roll a D20 for it.
Yep, that'd be a D20. And look at your sheet. You might have, a bonus on top of whatever your raw score is.
No. Do not have a bonus for history, but I have a 17.
Oh, okay, perfect. During your time up on top deck before you went below, you had a conversation with one of the sailors, and you were wondering why Captain James sacrificed one of his own men instead of the prisoner in the brig or one of the passengers. And he explained that the canon and the equivalent of a Bible, for each goddess of Umberly, a captain cannot sacrifice cargo, prisoners, or passengers because to the captain, that's no sacrifice at all. They've already paid for safe passage, and he has a sacred duty to honor that. So any sacrifice has to be from a member of his own crew or something that he possesses that would be at cost to him.
Oh.
And so this is knowledge that you have when you hear them saying, "Why didn't they just sacrifice the guy in the sacrifice Rooster?"
Yeah. Okay. They couldn't sacrifice Rooster. It's against their code. It they have like a ritual text, I guess, that they use, and sacrificing someone that is not under that, aka a passenger or a prisoner, it wouldn't count. So it'd be worth nothing. So most likely what they're gonna do with the Rooster is just send him to jail or something when we arrive.
I wonder if we can talk him
to. I think they're going to turn me into delicious steak.
Wonder if we can talk him into giving men to us.
Good of a steak. He might be good as chicken.
All right. So I think that everything's we've covered as much useful ground here with this conversation as there's going to be had. So I'm going to go ahead and pull you guys in.
I think that I will try to give him an arrow. I don't have an arrow. I think it's like a, what do crossbows shoot? Is it something
bolt.
like an arrow, isn't it? Bolt. I'm gonna give him a bolt.
It's called a bolt. All right. So I'm moving us to the next map. Give me 1 second.
So remember that you have a bolt.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, you can put that in your inventory. Okay, so the ship. Oops. Crap. Damn it. I'm actually having a lot of problems with this. There we go. So in the wee hours, and just to fast forward a little bit, characters have gone to sleep, and in the wee hours, the ship pulls in and docks. And Every character should be at full stats. I mean, this should have been like Long Rest City. But just in case there hasn't been, you all can, check on that, make sure that a long rest has been entered. And the sun's going to slowly come up. And each character is going to be awakened to the sound of heavy boot steps going down the gangplank, the staircase down to the second level. So Rooster can already see what's going on because there's no he can see everything through the bars. There's no wall there obscuring his view. But every other character, you guys can describe to me what you do when you hear those boot steps. Whether you get up, whether you open the door. So we'll start with Stamens.
If he's hearing boot steps, I'm not sure I would think anything of it. Just regular boot steps.
Yep, just like kind of heavy, but yeah, boot steps.
Okay, I guess Stamens would just lay awake, listening then.
All right. So Stamens and Squanch don't do anything. What about Melodic Sass and not Melodic Sass. Michael and
Mavi.
Yes. What do you do
Listening
when you
to see
hear
if it's like, 'cause I hear heavy steps, but I'm trying to think of it. Are they like heavy as in naturally heavy? Like if
Armored heavy.
someone who carries a lot of weight to them? Armor
Armored
heavy. Okay.
Yeah.
There's like a difference between angry heavy and armor heavy, so she's like trying to clarify. She wants to go check, like she's curious, but she's also like, it's late at night.
I think
Yeah,
so.
this would be at like 5 in the morning.
Oh, 5 in the morning, so early in the morning. Oh, the Mavi's gonna get up.
Okay, get up and
Why not get up
do
and
what?
where the noise is coming from?
And do what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh. Go up and to see like where the noise is coming from, like off the deck, like just kind of follow the noise.
Your door?
Yeah.
Okay. So Mavi is the first to open the door, and when she opens the door, she sees 2 heavily armored men standing outside, and one of them says, "Good morning. I am a constable of Stormscape, and here is a warrant for your arrest." And his partner beside him draws his sword just to be ready if there's any sort of melee. And
does Stamens hear this?
Yeah, his voice would carry through those doors.
Okay, then Stamens is going to get up and stealthily try to open the door just a crack so he can see what's going on.
As soon as the door opens a crack,
What?
it is pushed open the rest of the way by another constable who says basically the same thing. "Good morning. I am a constable of Stormscape Justice Court, and here is a warrant for your arrest." And he lifts up and holds a big fancy scroll that says warrant, and at the bottom there's a big flashy signature.
Does it say my name on it anywhere? Can Stamens read it?
Yes, Stamens can read it.
And does it say my name on it?
No, it doesn't say your name on it. It says all miscreants aboard the ship of Captain James Stewart.
I'm afraid there's been some mistake, sir. We made our sacrifice to the sea. We are all in legal order.
Oh, there's been no mistake. The captain said each passenger in each bedroom, as well as the passenger inside the brig. We ought to take you all into the jail, where you will be arraigned thereafter
What for?
for interference with the proper and due sacrifice to the goddess Umberline.
What do you mean? What interference?
Well,
On.
the captain says he has unfairly lost 2 sailors instead of the 1 on account of your interference, and you will be facing justice for that.
Do I hear all this in my room?
I
haven't
have
gone out
some
yet.
words for the
Hey.
captain.
Yeah, you can hear all this in your room, Billy.
Great, I'm
To
gonna
one
start-
of his men.
I'm gonna start a
How was
fire,
it even
right?
in this situation?
I'm gonna
Are you
use my
going to
Tinder.
come peaceably? That's my only question.
I'm gonna use my Tinder box, and I'm gonna start a fire right in my room.
All right. And this is gonna go undetected. Holy shit, dude! You always cause like the biggest.
This is a good idea, though. If he's in his
I'm in a
room,
cage.
he's overhearing all of this.
Yes, and to go back to where you were, Rooster. There are 3 men outside of your gate. I guess the captain would have warned the court that at least one of the prisoners is very, very difficult, and there's a 4th one opening the gate. So if Rooster were to charge out, there'd be 3 heavily armed guardsmen outside. And Storm's Keep kind of has a reputation for law and order, so that might not be. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but it kind of everybody knows you don't fuck around with Storm's Keep.
They found me meditating in the cage, and I make myself unassuming.
All right. So the constable who approaches
Buffy is
you
getting.
politely says, "If you please, sir, our job is to bring you to the cells. Will you please stand up so I can cuff you?"
I stand up slowly, and I ask about the time between arrest and a court date.
Trust me when I say it'll be within 24 hours.
I just say, excellent. And I just allow myself to be led off perfectly calmly.
All right, so those 4 lead him off, and this is, of course, within a small set of bedrooms. Everything's pretty close quarters because it's a ship, and so everybody else can hear what's going on, so they're all aware that Rooster has submitted.
But they didn't try to cuff
Bobby
Stamets
is
or.
No,
genuinely
they haven't tried to cuff
confused.
anybody else. They're waiting to see if, like, they don't want to use force if it's necessary, so they're waiting for submission.
Okay. Okay. What were you saying, Melodic?
Bobby is genuinely confused because she didn't do anything. She came outside of the door once everything's situated. She was just sitting in a bar.
Yeah,
If
and-
Mavi was never present
So
for
she-
that whole thing.
Does she say anything? Does she try to explain this to the guards, to the constables?
Yeah, she was trying. She's like trying not to get angry. She's like, I was with some of the crew in the bar while this situation was going down. I didn't even know what was happening before the rest of the people came in to the bar. I stayed put. I didn't know about the ritual until one of the men told me, and that's why I was gonna warn them.
Roll persuasion.
How's my fire going? Is it nice and roaring yet?
My drink, my soda,
Not at this time of night.
Mhm.
but I need
I have just been detained. Can we take a?
Why don't we just call it here? Because I gotta leave at 10:30 anyway.
Sounds good.
These ones are very, very spicy.
Did you hear me?
Yes. So, where's Mama?
Mama is in a bathroom.
Oh, she's in the bathroom. Okay, go wait for 5 minutes. I'm gonna wrap up and I'll come help you. Why are you still awake? Well, you should have eaten dinner. Gosh. All right. So let's try and wrap this up as efficiently as possible. And I understand, Chef, that you have to go at 10:30. So, did you roll persuasion already, Mavi?
Yep, I rolled a 14.
14. Okay. So your outrage in your story is enough to this guardsman to where he approaches Tom the sailor, one of the sailors who just happens to be Tom, who was there for the whole thing, and says, "Oh, she's telling the truth. She was with these guys, but she was drinking a fucking face off in the bar while everything was going outside, and she popped in a minute too late." And so then the constable's like, "So she wasn't involved in the incident that you were talking about, Ed?" No, she wasn't. All right, you're free to go. And then he looks up at Michael, and turns to Tom and asks, "Is she involved too? Was she drinking as well?" "Oh yeah, she was drinking, but she was the one who actually did put Styles in. I think she stabbed him in the throat." "You're coming with me." And Michael just flips him off before lifting up her wrists to be cuffed, and allows herself to be led away. And so, just in the interest of time, Stamens, are you going to offer any kind of resistance?
I think at this point, Stamets still has full confidence that he'll be able to talk his way out of this one.
Are the guards distracted?
No, I thought you've already been led away, dude.
Yeah, you got hauled away.
Oh, I didn't know I was off the boat.
Oh yeah. As soon as you were cuffed, they started marching you away.
Okay, because I thought there'd be like a transitionary period. All right.
Same with Michael, and they lead you outside, and you can see there's this wagon with big old, Clydesdales up in front, and the wagon is just, what you'd imagine what they drag people off to the asylum in. This big steel barred wagon, heavy iron. And they usher you in. They usher Michael in behind you, and so you see Mavi. Mavi, do you leave the boat now that you're at your destination?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Even though I'm not arrested, I'm gonna still kind of like follow like closely to kind of figure out what's going on.
Okay, so then we've got Stamens and Squanch. And Stamens, do you offer any kind of resistance?
How's my fire going?
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
Stamens?
What?
I was saying, does Stamens allow himself to be led away, or does he have any questions for the constable, or what does Stamens do?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking Rainbow. No, I already said he feels like he can talk his way out of it, so he just goes with the flow.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. When you said that, I didn't know if he was going to talk to the constable and try to talk his way out of that.
Oh no! It sounded to me like
that point
he couldn't really make it. He couldn't choose to let me go even if he wanted to. Right?
Gotcha. And then Squanch is behind him, complaining, "Oh, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You say you serve a justice court. I don't see any kind of justice being served here. This is persecution." And so, with 3 of the 4 doors already emptied, there's a knock at the door of Billy and Sam's room.
All right. How's my fire going?
It's getting bigger.
All right, I'm gonna open up the door real fast. I go, run, guys, fire, fire, run.
And they see the fire coming up behind you, and they're like, "Oh boy, the codes!" And they grab you by both the arms, fling you to the next constable, and one of them charges inside to grab Billy. And they start marching, like evacuating the ship. And as they are doing so, they are calling to the sailors, "There's a fire on your ship!" And I believe that is where we're going to leave it.
I give a nice little sly smile as I pass the crew.
Dude.
I'm innocent in comparison. I'm set.
Oh my gosh, no kidding. Rainbow just stole the show. So, all right. Well, thank you everyone for riding through us with that session. This is PJ Lepige, and this has been Celestial Crisis on with Disadvantage. And saying goodbye are our players Chev as Stamets,
Bye, everyone.
Melodic Sass as Mavi,
Try again.
That was close
Your mic screwed up.
Yeah. Thank you for joining.
Darth Dingus as the Rooster.
From 100% biodegradable plastic.
He ain't never gonna die. And finally, Rainbow as Billy.
Have a good one, guys.
All right.